baffling statistic that I read was that fully 3/4, 75%, 3 in 4 women in this room are completely dissatisfied with their sex lives. Their orgasm, their river, she's not flowing.
Welcome to the Sex After Kids podcast, a place for parents to come and learn together about the sometimes bumpy road back into the saddle of their sex life after adoption, childbirth, or joining a blended family. I am your host, Sofia Ashley, certified sex educator and sex coach, mother and stepmother, and your totally TMI guide to becoming BFFs with your body and initiating easy, connected, and confident, naked, sexy fun times. Here we are, 1 part science of sex, 1 part mindfulness magic, and 1 part straight up real talk to help you find the spark in your relationship and yourself after kids. I am so glad you are here. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Sex After Kids podcast. Today, I'm knee deep in some kid stuff, and so I found something from the archives that I want to play for you. And it's a Pecha Kucha presentation. Does anyone remember those? From, I can't actually find the date, but I'm going to say like between 12 and 14 years ago. Where I was just at the very beginning of the Happy Vagina Project, very beginning of this journey. I hadn't become a certified sex coach yet. I was just reading a lot and exploring. I would have been in my late 20s, and I just thought this was really fun to share kind of the origin story of some of my thinking around this topic and where I was at. And just because it's fucking hilarious. The title of my presentation was called The Mighty Orgasm and Other Famous Rivers. And I will leave it at that. I hope you enjoy. It's a 7-minute listen.
Deep breaths, right? Everybody take a deep breath with me. Okay. Sorry, just let me get sorted. Okay, I'm ready. I'm here to talk about tonight the mighty orgasm and other famous rivers. Yes, something very different. You're probably asking yourself, what the hell is this woman doing up here talking about orgasms and rivers? And I think a horoscope that I got in December 2015 will provide a little bit of insight. So it said, 20 miles long, the Onyx River is the longest body of moving water on the continent of Antarctica. Most of the year, it is frozen, though. It actually only flows for just 2 to 3 months during the summer. What is the equivalent of your Onyx? A potentially flowing part of your life that is often frozen. I'd love to see it heat up and thaw. I'd love to see it streaming and surging most of the time. Consider making the following declaration your battle cry for 2015. I am the flow master. Okay, so what does that even mean? I'm going way too slow. But basically, I would say I've been on a journey that started in earnest 2 years ago, but really it's been a journey that I've been on since high school, since early university. And I can sum it up in terms of what motivates me around this journey. 2 years ago, around Christmas again, I saw a book on the shelf at Chapters called Vagina, a new biography. And the baffling statistic that I read was that fully 3/4, 75%, 3 in 4 women in this room are completely dissatisfied with their sex lives. Their orgasm, their river, she's not flowing. That is horrible and sad and awful, and it relates to me way too much. I have been looking for my flow since the better part of my 20s, and I think the river and breakup in particular offers a lot of inspiration. Rivers change with the seasons. They flow high, they flow low, some of them big and surging and dangerous, some of them just a little trickle, just little ripples. And I was in a workshop in Vancouver, and really, I begged to the room, I said, has anyone even actually had one of those mind-bending, heart-breaking, body-wrenching orgasms anyways? Or are they just a seventh wonder of the world, like the Grand Canyon? Like, really? And this older woman, she was about 60, and she raised her hand, and she said, you know, when my mind is as wide as the universe, my orgasms are as big. And the other women in the room were talking, and we realized that, you know, if we were to chart, if we were to graph our orgasms, some of them are these big, rolling, heavy, long things, and other women's are just these tiny little peaks and ripples. They're all different. There's no one right way. There's so many of us that are on these quests. I always imagine myself as sort of King Arthur after the Holy Grail, looking for the mighty river orgasm. And there's lots of ways to get to her, and she looks different for everyone, and so many of us are lost. So what do we have to learn from rivers? Well, one of the biggest things that I've been learning on this path is really about myths and stories. I was looking for some interesting facts about all of these rivers, and every single one of them had the same interesting facts. They were all major, fantastic transportation hubs. They were all fertile ground for civilizations. They fed people. They're all spiritual places where we can cleanse our sins, let go, release. They're all gathering places for hundreds, thousands of flora and fauna. And we also carry stories. We also carry different purposes for our rivers. And we have to start to ask ourselves the commonalities between the narratives that we tell ourselves in the bedroom. So I'm not good enough. My bits don't work. I have no idea what I'm doing. Does he even like it when I go like this? I don't deserve it. It might break my body. It might break my heart. But are those stories true in the other pieces of our lives, in the other rivers that are flowing in us? Are those same stories limiting us in work? One interesting thing about the Mississippi River is that it takes 90 days for a single drop of water to flow from beginning to end. Now, where am I in terms of my end? I think also in terms of inspiration for spring breakup, you know, sex is not just about penises in vaginas. And it's not this compartment in our lives that we get to just stow away somewhere. It's related to our spirituality, to our very existence on this earth. And we learn in high school to really hold back, to fear our bodies, to fear our intuition, to clam up, lock up, and sort of dam everything up. And I think we all need a little spring break up in our bodies. We need to learn how to release and let go. We need to realize that we're only whole when we let the river flow. We have to let it seep through our pores, let the ice melt, let the waters ease, gush, jam up, ram up, moan, groan, release, release, release. I'm going too fast. Be wild, be free. I'm going to be done. Have a happy life. Have a happy bee. I'm way too early. The Danube has a bunch of warships from 1940 that are in it, and you can see it. You can see them when the waters flow, which I find super fascinating. Rivers can hold our secrets. They can also wash them away, unblock them. We need to take inspiration from this beautiful waterfall and just jump over the edge, let go, let ourselves flow, really. I'm so much faster than I thought I would be, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
This is the part where we do the end bit, right? My friends, let's take a mindfulness minute here. Take a deep breath in. Open that mouth and let out a big, deep, full body sigh. Voila. Your nervous system thanks you. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope that your head and your heart have something new to consider, something new to talk about, and something new to try. No husbands were harmed in the making of this podcast, and a big thank you to my husband for his help and original music composition. Love you, babe. This podcast was recorded on the traditional territories of the Kwanlin First Nation and Pon-Quechan Council in Whitehorse, Yukon. We acknowledge and are grateful to the original stewards of this land where we get to play, live, and raise our children. You can catch me on the Instagram at the Happy V Project for tips, tools, and anecdotes. And you can also join the weekly-ish newsletter for dispatches from my bedroom and my brain. Also, head to thehappyvaginaproject.com to learn more about how you can work with me. Catch you next time.